Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today, I am going to discuss 10 behaviors that destroy your relationship. It is not productive or ethical to deliberately set out to destroy relationships. Healthy relationships require effort, communication, and respect. However, if someone were to engage in such behavior, they might manipulate or lie to their partner, withhold affection or support, become emotionally or physically abusive, cheat or engage in infidelity, or refuse to compromise or take responsibility for their actions. These actions can erode trust, create resentment, and ultimately lead to the breakdown of a relationship. Here are the 10 behaviors that destroys your relationship. Before starting, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. So, let's start. Number 1. Lack of communication. Lack of communication can be a major problem in relationships. When couples fail to communicate effectively, misunderstandings can occur, and conflicts can arise. Without open and honest communication, couples may feel disconnected, unimportant, or unheard, which can lead to resentment and emotional distance. To avoid the negative consequences of a lack of communication, couples should make an effort to communicate regularly and effectively. This may involve setting aside time each day to talk about their day, their feelings, and their needs. It may also involve learning to listen actively and empathetically to their partner's concerns, rather than simply waiting for their turn to speak. Number 2. Criticism. Criticism is a destructive behavior that can damage relationships. When one partner criticizes the other, it can create a negative dynamic in the relationship that erodes trust, self-esteem, and emotional intimacy. Criticism involves pointing out the flaws or shortcomings of the other person in a way that feels like an attack. To avoid criticism, couples should focus on using positive communication and expressing their concerns in a constructive way. For example, instead of saying, "You never help with the housework," try saying, "I would really appreciate it if you could help me with the housework." This approach focuses on the behavior that needs to change, rather than criticizing the person. It's also important to recognize that criticism is often a sign of deeper issues in the relationship, such as resentment or unmet needs. Number 3. Dishonesty. Dishonesty is a major breach of trust in any relationship. Whether it involves lying, withholding information, or being deceitful, dishonesty can have serious consequences for a relationship, including a breakdown of trust, resentment, and emotional distance. To avoid dishonesty in a relationship, it's important to prioritize open and honest communication. This means being truthful about your thoughts, feelings, and actions, even if they are difficult to share. It also means avoiding white lies or half-truths that can erode trust over time. If you have been dishonest in the past, it's important to take responsibility for your actions and make amends with your partner. This may involve apologizing, being transparent about your actions, and committing to rebuilding trust over time. Number 4. Controlling behavior. Controlling behavior is a toxic dynamic in any relationship. It can involve trying to dictate what your partner wears, who they talk to, or how they spend their time. It can also include monitoring their activities or checking up on them excessively. Controlling behavior can be damaging to a relationship in many ways. It can create feelings of resentment and powerlessness in the person being controlled, and can also limit their freedom and autonomy. Over time, it can erode the trust and respect that are essential for a healthy relationship. To avoid controlling behavior, it's important to respect your partner's individuality and autonomy. This means allowing them to make their own decisions, pursue their own interests, and have their own social circle. Number 5. Neglect. Neglect is a serious issue in any relationship. It can involve a lack of attention, affection, or support for your partner, and can leave them feeling unimportant, ignored, or undervalued. Neglect can have a negative impact on a relationship in many ways. It can create feelings of loneliness and isolation, erode the emotional connection between partners, and lead to resentment and dissatisfaction. To avoid neglecting your partner, it's important to make an effort to prioritize their needs and feelings. This could involve spending quality time together, expressing affection and appreciation, and actively listening to their concerns. Number 6. Disrespect. Disrespect is a behavior that can be incredibly damaging to a relationship. It can take many forms, such as belittling, insulting, or mocking your partner, and can create a negative dynamic in the relationship that erodes trust, self-esteem, and emotional intimacy. To avoid disrespect in a relationship, it's important to prioritize respect and kindness in your interactions with your partner. This means avoiding behavior that could be perceived as disrespectful, such as name-calling, sarcasm, or dismissive comments. If you have engaged in disrespectful behavior in the past, it's important to take responsibility for your actions and make amends with your partner. Number 7. Stonewalling. Stonewalling is a behavior in which one partner withdraws from a conversation or interaction, refusing to engage or communicate. This can involve shutting down emotionally, giving the silent treatment, or leaving the room or conversation. Stonewalling can be incredibly damaging to a relationship, as it prevents communication and can leave the other partner feeling unheard, dismissed, or unimportant. Over time, it can erode trust and emotional intimacy between partners, and can even lead to a breakdown of the relationship. To avoid stonewalling in a relationship, it's important to prioritize open and honest communication. Number 8. Infidelity. Infidelity, or cheating, is a serious breach of trust in a relationship. It can involve engaging in sexual or emotional relationships with someone outside of the primary relationship, and can lead to feelings of betrayal, hurt, and anger in the partner who has been cheated on. Infidelity can be incredibly damaging to a relationship, as it erodes the trust and emotional intimacy that are essential for a healthy and fulfilling partnership. It can also lead to a range of negative emotions and behaviors, such as jealousy, insecurity, and revenge. To avoid infidelity in a relationship, it's important to prioritize honesty, transparency, and communication. This means being open and honest about your thoughts and feelings, and avoiding behavior that could be perceived as flirtatious or inappropriate. Number 9. Lack of empathy. Lack of empathy is a behavior in which a person does not show understanding or compassion for the feelings, needs, or experiences of their partner. This can involve dismissing or invalidating their emotions, failing to offer support or comfort, or failing to take their partner's perspective into account. Lack of empathy can be incredibly damaging to a relationship, as it can lead to feelings of isolation, resentment, and emotional disconnection. It can also create a negative dynamic in the relationship that erodes trust and emotional intimacy over time. To avoid lack of empathy in a relationship, it's important to prioritize understanding and compassion in your interactions with your partner. This means actively listening to their concerns, offering support and validation, and making an effort to understand their perspective and needs. Number 10. Refusing to apologize or take responsibility. Refusing to apologize or take responsibility for one's actions is a behavior that can be incredibly damaging to a relationship. It can involve denying or minimizing one's role in a problem or conflict, deflecting blame onto the other person, or refusing to acknowledge the impact of one's behavior on their partner. This behavior can erode trust, emotional intimacy, and respect in a relationship. It can also create a negative dynamic in which conflicts are not resolved and resentments build over time. To avoid refusing to apologize or take responsibility in a relationship, it's important to prioritize accountability and humility. This is it for today's video. What do you think of our video? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel for more future updates. Thanks for watching.